Cool. Well, you may have noticed during our experience that one of our tram cars, Invisible Tram Car number 5, got sucked into the big screen. Whenever you see any type of vehicle on the big screen or on the small screen, that's known as a picture car. And right now, this is part 1 of our 2-part picture car experience. The picture cars are going to be on your left-hand side. And we're going to show you cars from Knight Rider, Back to the Future, Flintstones, Harry Potter, and Jurassic World.
I love that. Jurassic Park.
Well, the last 3 cars are from the movie Transformers, and I want to point out that tank for a second. That tank is called a Bradley Infantry fighting vehicle. It's made out of wood. Why would we do that? Well, it's lighter that way. So imagine if we need to transport it around the studio lot or around the world for filming, it just makes sense. Also, if you need to blow up a tank, it's cost effective or cheaper to actually blow up a tank made out of wood, which makes sense, right? Now, raise your hand if you are a fan of Jurassic Park. Let me see you. All right, I love it. Good, good, good. My people are on tour today. Well, coming up next is Jurassic Park, and here is Mr. John Hammond. To Jurassic Park. Now, the set pieces that you're about to see are from Jurassic Park 1, The Lost World Jurassic Park, and Jurassic Park 3. Now, dinosaurs are in our studio TNA, so I just have to warn you, they may be hiding in the bushes, and they spit. So be on the lookout, everybody. You never know what might happen. Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Just like Blue. Is she your mother? Do you remember the first time you saw a dinosaur? First time you see them, it's like a miracle. You never get used to it.
Rated PG-13. Now, Jurassic World Dominion is still available in theaters, or you can rent or own it on iTunes or Amazon. You know, coming up next, my friends, we are going to be doing what's called a weather demonstration. Now, how do we make it rain in Hollywood is going to be the theme. You know, when you're watching a football game at home and they say it's raining, oftentimes you can't see the rain because the rain is normal size. But in just a few minutes, we are going to show you how we use what's called a rain grid. A rain grid can actually make the raindrops 3 times the size of a normal raindrop. Why do we do that? Well, we want to make sure that you can see the rain when you're on camera. Now let's take the first Jurassic Park for a second. When the T-Rex escapes from the cage and everyone is hiding underneath the car. Well, the T-Rex steps in the mud and it's raining. Well, rain can add an additional amount of suspense to the scene. Or if you're thinking about a movie, let's say, like The Notebook, for example. The Notebook, when they embrace and it's in the rain adds a little bit of more romance to the scene. Well, welcome to Old Mexico, everybody. We're going to show you how we make it rain in Hollywood. Now, if you're a fan of Lady Gaga shot her music video, Judas, at this location. And also, it's a classic for the kids. This is Big Fat Liar, starring Frankie Muniz, Amanda Bynes, and of course, Paul Giamatti. We made it, everybody. Welcome to Old Mexico. Now, the thunder is coming from our sound system, of course. Now, the lightning is coming from our strobe lights. And we've just activated our rain grid. Look how big those raindrops are.
Oh, that's how it's coming.
Well, we just want to remind everyone to please remain seated and hold on to all your belongings. In just a minute or so, we're going to be experiencing a flash flood together. So hold on, everybody. Here it comes.
Oh God.
Oh my.
We did it, everybody. You just endured flash flood. Great job.
Yeah, what is the flash flood?
We are continuing our journey through Old Mexico. If you love Jack Black like I do, welcome to Nacho Libre. Also, this was the Three Amigos starring Steve Martin, Chevy Chase, and Martin Short. Also, this was the first season of Westworld. And if you're a Trekkie like I am, welcome to Star Trek Picard. This would have been Planet Vashti. Now we're continuing our journey, leaving Old Mexico, and now we're going to the Old West. One of my favorite directors is Quentin Tarantino. And over here to your left-hand side, you'll see a saloon with the door open. This saloon was used in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. If you are a film buff, Jimmy Stewart and John Wayne filmed several movies on the street. This is called 6 Points because back in our silent movie era, we could film 6 different westerns all at the same time on 6 different streets. I want to point out the brick on the wall. The brick is fake. We paint it on, or we roll it on like a wallpaper, or we can also print it like fiberglass or styrofoam. Now, time is just flying, my friends. Our tour is approximately at the halfway mark, so I just want to remind everyone to stay seated during the entire tour. And the studio is private property, so if you drop your phone or just can't wait to use the restroom, pull the emergency cord to get my attention, and I'll be back to assist you as soon as it's safe to do so. Now, as we're turning the corner, I want you to look on your left-hand side. You're going to see some giant sound stages. Welcome to The Voice. That's where The Voice films. The Voice was filming their blind auditions last week, and now they are filming their battles. Now, the lake to your left-hand side is known as Park Lake. That was an ocean for McHale's Navy. It was a pond for hacks. We put Jean Smart and a fake restaurant on that water to make it look like she was eating by the water. We also turned it into a lagoon for the creature from the Black Lagoon. Now, from the 1920s through the 1950s, Universal Studios was known as the Monster House. So think Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein, Dracula, Wolfman, Invisible Man, The Mummy. All those iconic creatures came from this studio. And we're about to enter Little Europe. Now, this is where we shot a lot of the exterior shots for these monster movies. We also shot a little TV show called The Good Place. So if you're a fan of The Good Place, which now streams on Netflix, you'll recognize this whole area. Welcome to Little Europe. And here's a clip from The Good Place so you can see what I'm talking about.
Can't risk going to that place.
If you are a fan of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, this is where Buffy shot all of her flashback sequences. Also, if you love Johnny Depp, welcome to Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides. Also, we shot Princess Diaries 2 right here. This is Genovia with Anne Hathaway, Julie Andrews, and Chris Pine. And finally, my last Disney reference will be Whitney Houston and Brandy shot the musical Cinderella right over here. Now, I mentioned that our monsters were a huge part of Universal Studios. Here are some of our favorite producers and directors talking about their favorite monster movies.
Think people still think of monsters. Dracula, Frankenstein, the book, the Mummy, the Invisible Man, classic. But just
That Frankenstein image, flathead, it's one of the great icons of the world.
that to me was like the essence of the Universal film. I was just mesmerized by it. Boris Karloff, Lon Chaney. I remember the original Universal Studios Mummy movie really scaring me. It's still ringing around memories now.
Now that's Dracula. During the day, they would film the English version of Dracula, and to save money, at night they would film the Spanish version. Alright, to your left-hand side, you're going to see a giant house. That house is where they're filming a commercial today. It's the Peacock streaming service commercial. That house is what's known as a practical set. What does that mean? It means we actually have soundproofing in that house so we can film inside of it, so that's why practical means. The first TV show to use that, it was Home and Family, which was a talk show on the Hallmark Channel. They had a live audience, and they would put the live audience in the backyard. That show's been canceled, and since then, we have used that show, or excuse me, that house for the TV show Bel Air, starring Jabari Banks and Cassandra Freeman. Now, coming up next, we're going to be entering Soundstage 50. Soundstage 50 is home to San Francisco. The set was built in 1983, so it's 39 years old. We are going to be experiencing the earthquake attraction, but I want to be very clear that we can actually film in this soundstage as well. We've shot several TV shows and movies, including this one from the TV show Bones.
Look, they're sweets.
He looks very upset.
When I talked to him, the guy died in his arms.
That's with the FBI?
FBI, yeah, we're here about the human remains.
That's him. Right over there.
You alright?
Alright, so after we have this experience together, I'll play you another clip, and this time I'll show you how they incorporated the actual earthquake attraction into this episode of their television show, which is pretty outstanding. Again, we're just waiting for clearance to enter